Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining our webinar today, using the cloud to run your business. My name is Shannon, and I'm the marketing lead for our small business solutions at Sage Software. Our speaker today is Gayatri Wood. She's worked as a marketing manager and marketing educational specialist for a range of small businesses. She loves helping businesses connect with their audiences and see them excel. She's hosted hundreds of webinars to help business owners learn ways they can grow their business. And we're very happy to have her here today. Just a bit of housekeeping. If you do have any questions, please put them into the question box and we'll answer them at the end of our presentation. We also have Maria here as well today. She's with Sage and is one of our customer success coaches, and she'll be here to answer any Sage related questions you might have. And just a note, we will be sending through the webinar recording as well as our free handout, the Sage Cloud Checklist, in the next day or two. So be on the lookout for that. And with that, I will hand things over to Gayatri.
Thank you, thank you so much, Shannon. It's a pleasure to be here again today, and welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us today. So today we're going to be talking all about cloud computing and why it's important for your business and using it to run your business. So many businesses worldwide are already enjoying the various benefits of cloud computing, especially during the uncertain times we're currently facing. Simply put, cloud computing is computing based on the internet. Where in the past, people would run applications or programs from software downloaded on a physical computer or server in their building, cloud computing allows people to access the same kinds of applications all through the internet. When you update your Facebook status, you're using cloud computing. Checking your bank balance on your phone, again, you're in the cloud. In short, the cloud is fast becoming the new normal. Today, we're going to specifically talk about why the cloud is good for your business, how to evaluate what apps are right for you and your business, how to prepare to move to the cloud, and some suggestions for what you should look at. And then finally, of course, questions. So now more than ever, due to the current climate and the impact it's having on businesses and how we work, cloud computing increases efficiency, helps improve cash flow, and offers many more benefits. We're going to cover 6 of the key areas that apply to most businesses. First off, I have to start with this one, as I'm sure we've all had to alter the way we've been working recently. So cloud computing enables you to work from anywhere. With cloud computing, if you've got an internet connection, you can be at work. And with most serious cloud services offering mobile apps as well, you're not restricted to what device you've got on hand as well. This is especially great if you've got any employees or staff or team members that are juggling childcare and work at the moment for that, albeit flexible working. Also, if you're needing to add, access, edit, and share documents, you can do this anytime from anywhere. The more people that collaborate on documents, the greater the need for watertight document control. Before the cloud, I'm sure we're all familiar with having to send files back and forth as email attachments to be worked on by one person at a time. Sooner or later, usually sooner, you end up with a mess of conflicting file content, formats, and titles. And as even the smallest businesses become more global, the scope for complication rises. According to one study, 73% of knowledge workers collaborate with people in different time zones and regions at least monthly. Or in our case at the moment, it could be simply different working hours as we're all juggling everything. When you make the move to cloud computing, all files are stored centrally and everyone sees one version of the truth. Greater visibility means improved collaboration, which ultimately means better work and a healthier bottom line for you and your business. If you're still relying on the old way, it could be time to try something a little bit more streamlined. By making it easier for your employees to check back on key pieces of information at any time that they require, it means you're delivering an invaluable employee experience for them. They no longer need to have to spend time hunting around for that email that confirmed their leave, or wait for their manager to come back to them with the information they need to continue on with a particular job. No one likes doing paperwork and filling out forms, so using self-service systems also means employees can request time off, log working hours, and review the results of appraisals or anything that's important for them to do their job. As a result, employees no longer need to submit those paper forms, send emails to various people, or spend time chasing information that they need. Less admin for your people means more time to focus on doing their jobs and increase productivity. Should a disaster strike, your data remains safe and sound. For example, if a fire broke out in your office, destroying all of your computers and storage devices, how would your business be able to function? If your business accounting data was stored in the cloud, it would be safe and you could run your business from alternative computers without interruption. In fact, you could do most things without interruption with cloud computing. Cloud computing simplifies lots of daily tasks. One of the key ones is it makes light work of financial reporting. Viewing and sharing interactive reports and budgets in real time, no more waiting for the month end to find out how your business is performing. This gives you real-time, reliable information to make crucial business decisions. Now, that's more important than ever and something you'll need to be relying on a weekly or even daily basis, depending on your business. You can get the reports and information you need when you need them to help you run your business. While on-site hardware and software required for physical data storage is costly to install and maintain, cloud offers a budget-friendly solution. You're likely to pay a small set monthly subscription for a cloud-based app with customized packages designed to fit a small business budget. This means you can easily scale up or even scale down with your business as required. Plus, many cloud-based tools are designed to serve multiple functions, making it even more cost-effective. Most also offer free trials so you can get a feel for the technology before committing to buying it as well. Suppliers take care of the application for you and roll out regular updates, including security updates, so you don't need to worry about wasting time maintaining the system yourself, updating it, looking at different features, or money by getting someone else to do it for you. Lastly, security. Lost laptops are a billion-dollar business problem, and potentially greater than the loss of an expensive piece of kit is the loss of the sensitive information inside it. Cloud computing gives you greater security when this happens. Because your data is stored in the cloud, you can access it no matter what happens to your machine. And you can even remotely wipe it from lost laptops so it doesn't get into the wrong hands. Cloud storage providers take security to a much higher level with secured centers, encryption, authentication, and other security measures. Most cloud storage services employ state-of-the-art protection measures, which it's difficult for a small business to match that level of technical sophistication because it can be so costly. They also ensure it's kept safe and secure, and the latest updates are applied all as part of your rolled in and part of your subscription cost. There's research to show the impact of adoption of cloud technology has on businesses. From an employee perspective, workers who consider their employees to be mobile technology pioneers score themselves 16% higher for productivity. Additionally, a recent report from the Enterprise Cloud Study found that 66% of Canadian business cloud users believe they outperform their peers in revenue growth, and 64% find themselves at a competitive advantage in terms of profitability. So once you've decided you'd like to look into utilising cloud technology for your business, you'll need to evaluate what apps are right for you. The good news: there are more tools out there than ever before to help you accomplish your business and personal goals. The bad news: the number of software and hardware options available can easily be overwhelming. After all, an app is only useful if it moves you closer to your goal without requiring significant time and energy in return. But with millions of apps available to the modern business, it takes more than luck and a few Google searches to pick the right tool for you. So we'll talk through 4 steps you can use when evaluating your next tool, or even your existing ones if you've got some in your business at the moment, to make sure that you're helping you to focus on the essentials for your business. Firstly, choose tools for a specific purpose. It's easy to run Google searches like the best CRM, but it's important to bear in mind that what may be the best for someone else, even what's best for a lot of people, may not be what's best for you. Take the time to explore the tools on your shortlist. Read comprehensive reviews wherever possible so that you're getting the bigger picture of the app instead of just someone else's opinion on whether you should buy it or not. Next, solidify your priorities for the tool, as well as any from your employees that will be using it as well. So then you can evaluate tools based on criteria that are unique to you and your business. For example, if you're buying a CRM with the intent of using it primarily for email marketing, you'll have a different set of priorities from someone who uses their CRM primarily for improving sales or customer support relationships. Once you have your priorities in place, help narrow down your criteria by asking yourself questions like, what problems am I hoping to solve with this tool? What solution would best serve this need? What technology might help me solve this problem? How specific and nuanced is my problem? What features do I need to perform this task to the best of my ability? What's my work style when approaching this task or problem? What's my team's work style? What's our communication and collaboration style? And also, is it important for all of us to use the same tool? It's not uncommon to have your data, task management, and various project components scattered across different documents, software programs, and files. While sometimes this can't be avoided, it causes inefficiency and confusion, especially when working within a larger team setting. Before you start using a piece of software, even a free one, take the time to really vet your options and find tools that may be able to serve multiple purposes in your organization. It may be better to use one tool that does 70% what you need over multiple other documents, software, and files than 5 or 6 tools that does 90% of it all. Using a free app may not seem like a cost, but when you factor the time spent learning the app, entering or moving your information into the app, trying to integrate other tools with the app, training people on how to use it, managing the change, and then potentially discarding the app and switching to another tool, the drains on your resources do start to add up. Also consider tools that integrate and talk well with other tools, or invest in a tool to streamline your work between software. If you're looking at a few options, I always recommend drawing out a tool map and listing out what each does, how they can talk to each other or other tools, highlight where they cross over. By doing this simply and visually, it can help you see where one tool may be able to do the job of 2 or 3 others, or it may help you choose one tool over another as it can talk to other tools that you'd like to use. When you're choosing tools for your business, whether it's deciding on what laptop to use or which CRM to purchase, you need to evaluate your need for control alongside your need for ease of use. A CRM like Ontraport, for example, provides a lot of ability for custom rules, fields, and coding, but it has a pretty steep learning curve and is not particularly intuitive. For some businesses, the benefits of customization, the information they can get from it, all of the reporting outweigh the cost of educating employees. For other businesses, it's not a good trade-off at all. Make sure you're open in communication with the people who use this tool day in and day out. If you're not the person who'll primarily be using the tool, interview your team to find out the workflows and requirements that they have for the tool so you can make the best decision for them. It may sound like a lot of effort, but when you strike the right balance between ease and control, you benefit from tools that are both powerful and efficient, and you can ensure your team will actually use them. Lastly, set timelines to make these decisions as well. It's great to stay on top of industry best practices and technology. It's an easy world to get lost in trying different apps and seeing what they do for your business. But if you're constantly evaluating and re-evaluating tools, it is going to distract you. Force yourself to make a decision on the app or apps by a certain date and stick with it. If you run into trouble, pursue further education and mastery of your tool before you decide to switch to a different app. Within the app, they normally have knowledge centres, training, and webinars about it, and its different features. Also keep up to date with features that are coming. Something you may like in the app, it may not be there right now, but it may be something that they're currently building and is coming soon. They often also have implementation and integration specialists, or you can find a business that specialises in implementing that tool as well and integrating it with other tools that you may be using if you really are struggling. In addition to ultimately saving you time, this exercise will help you to use the tools that you have more efficiently and productively, which will in turn help you inform your decisions the next time you need to purchase a tool. You are likely already using cloud-based applications to power your business in some way or form. Lastly, we're going to look at some of the key areas and applications to consider. I must admit, I really struggled not putting loads and loads in here that would probably likely bore you all. I have so many apps I love for so many different reasons. If you would like to know more, or you have a specific app you'd like to know about, please pop a question in or feel free to send an email afterwards as well. I won't be able to cover absolutely everything. Sorry, I've jumped ahead to a slide there. We're going to go to moving to the cloud first, of course, because that is going to come ahead of some key suggestions and areas. So to prepare yourself to move to the cloud, once you've evaluated it, got those workflows right, and chosen those particular products, it's to make sure it's a cross-organization project. You can't do this all yourself. You want to have a look at team members that are going to be deploying, can help you deploy this, who's going to be using it, and appoint a person on your team to handle the migration of the data to the app. Also set a timeline for this and know your application architecture. So if you're setting a timeline for the project, it may be that you're itemizing and looking things through, who does what under what timeline, and then also knowing the application architecture, so what fits in with other things. Next, know your user experience and how the application is used. So what does it look like from a team member's perspective? Also, what does it look like from a client's perspective or a prospect's perspective? It's going to be something that's client-facing. think about how you're going to roll this out, how you're going to train people, and prepare what's required. Is it simply a document that's required? So therefore, you just need a step-by-step guide with maybe some screenshots of how they would do different things in the application? Or is it maybe you take some short videos? Is it maybe you get the team together, albeit it might be virtually now and you may need to use some cloud technology to do that, to show them through how they actually use it step by step? Think about small steps, especially if it is quite a big change for them, and keep track of those business outcomes. Always go back and check the success regularly and any developments in the application. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of these applications do roll out new features. They're not static things, which is a great thing about them. So always go back and check, are there some new features that have come out? Are they of use to your business? Can they be developed in, and can you make sure that you're maximizing the use of this cloud technology you're paying for? Now we are going to move to my favorite slides. So I'm going to talk a bit more about some particular applications and uses for them in your business. So I've looked at 6 key areas we're going to focus on, and I'm going to share some of our favorite apps in some of these categories as well. So the first is workflow and planning. So this could be anything from managing projects, planning out your projects and your resourcing, your costs. Could be keeping an eye or keeping on top of your sales pipeline and management, managing deals coming in and out. Or it could be a full stack to managing, your marketing, email marketing, sales and customer service, customer help desk all in one. Some of my favorite applications under this category, first is Asana, which we've got we've got HubSpot there to the left. We've got a little shot of there. So Asana provides a sleek visual representation of projects and workflows. Their feature set is rich and powerful, and I'm always amazed at how quickly they deploy new features. They're forever updating things. It's an all-encompassing tool that can scale with most businesses and make it really, really easy to know what project is where and what the workflow is around it. Next is Salesforce. I'm sure a lot of people here have, and most of you in fact have heard of Salesforce before. It is because it's a tried, tested and true CRM. Although it requires a more elaborate implementation, its robustness is hard to beat. Salesforce helps you manage almost every facet of your business, from sales and marketing to customer service and reporting. Salesforce also has its own App Exchange portal, which is a marketplace where one can find over 5,000, I believe, solutions at the moment to streamline processes within Salesforce to an even greater degree. If your business has a need to improve a process, most likely there's already a pre-built solution that you can plug into Salesforce. HubSpot, that is the screenshot there on the right there, MailChimp and ActiveCampaign are just a few of my favorite examples of marketing automation software to track and nurture and communicate with both clients and also potential clients as well. You can keep track of people and companies you do business with, any communications, opportunities in the pipeline, and what needs to be done with a tool called Capsule, a really good lightweight CRM option. You can use a tool called Zendesk as a customer service platform and help desk if you are needing to integrate and provide that sort of service to your customers and potential customers. Accelerate is a complete online CRM solution allowing you to view reports and information regarding your customers if that's the type of CRM system you'd like to go down and the type of detail. Lastly, under this category is a tool called Zapier. That's a tool that connects to over 2,000 plus cloud-based applications and connects them together and allows for unprecedented automation. So Zaps connect your apps to automatic repetitive tasks so you can focus on other work. It takes literally minutes and no code is required to set them up. You simply tell it, if this happens in one application, do this in another. So for example, you get a new opportunity in your CRM, a new prospective customer. It can automatically set up an onboarding meeting or a sales meeting in Zoom for you to do it for you. Next is looking at reporting and metrics. The more data and information that's readily available in a concise format to decision makers like yourself, the better. It goes without saying that understanding where your business is at and where it's going can provide you with the transparency required to make quick and sometimes difficult decisions. In most cases, the more information that is readily available in a concise format to decision makers, the better. Like, for example, Sage Intelligent there, we've got a sales flash report on the right-hand side. The first building blocks to any finance team, whether it's a one-person operation or a built-out team, is a robust accounting system. Our suggestion is a cloud-based tool like Sage. The goal is to then sync various apps as a secondary layer to provide various enhancements to your accounting system. Of course, that's dependent on your business and your business needs. Could be anything from automation over data entry, fetching out certain key documents, reporting, cash flow forecasting, etc. You can find these great apps in Sage Business Cloud Marketplace. They make it really easy by categorizing the apps, showing popularity, reviews, and even features. You can get even more fancy and start implementing inventory systems, payment apps, and even Zapier that I mentioned before. With an open integration system, the options are endless. Next is communication. If you didn't know about Zoom before, I'm sure you would have probably heard of it by now with its popularity soaring. Zoom is a video chat tool that is reliable as they come. It's easily scalable across teams and it's super easy to use. The other user on the other end doesn't need a Zoom account as well, so it's a great way to invite them in and they can use any device to have a meeting with you. Slack is an instant messaging tool that is a must-have for teams, especially for remote ones. It's built with organization in mind and has more useful features like file uploads, integrations, built-in video, voice chat, and more. Slack makes it really easy to toggle back and forth between various organizations. So suppose you're working on a project with a business and they require your on-demand support, ask them to invite you to their Slack channel if you have one, and you can speak to them in real time. You can easily switch back to your original Slack account as well. So this can be something that improves communication, not only within your business, but within your clients as well, and gives really nice, easy access. Lastly, another one of my favorites here, I feel like I'm saying this for all of them, but Calendly, which is just pictured on the right here, made it into the communication section because it helps reduce communications via email. I don't know if you've ever tried sorting out a meeting via email. You send them a couple of times over. By the time someone responds, those times have gone. And it seems you spend a lot of time going back and forth trying to organise it. So gone are those days where you had to go back and forth via email to set up a meeting based on availability. Calendly connects to most mainstream calendars like Google Calendar, and with a simple link, others are able to see your availability. You can, of course, customize this. From there, they can choose a day and time to book a meeting. All parties will receive a notification and corresponding calendars will be updated, making it really nice and simple. Next is security and compliance. Regardless of how many apps you use, a password manager will be key as a business on a business's app list for security and ease of control. You want to ensure that you have quick access to your tech stack, and your team do, and you want to be able to provide similar access to anyone that you need to safely and securely. Password apps like 1Password or LastPass allows you to do this and also easily remove access when needed with a few clicks. So for example, if you had a team member leave and you needed to remove their access to different things, you could simply do that within the password management tool with a few clicks, rather than having to go in and grant access or remove access to different people, change permissions, remember everything that they have access for. So this makes it really nice and easy and very secure. One extra feature I do love that they have as well is that they can suggest passwords too, suggest strong passwords. So it's a nice way to put that on for your team to ensure that they're not using the same password for every application that they have, including their own personal ones. E-signature apps are not new, but it's worth reiterating how important they are to a business that deals heavily with documents that require signatures, whether it be contracts, compliance filings, various sign-offs, proposal sign-offs, etc. Common to most or all e-signature apps at the moment is a signing sequence functionality. It's a great tool to use if you need certain individuals signing in a sequence, i.e. person B will not receive an email to sign a document until person A signs first. Last to mention here is spanning backup. And sorry, a couple of those examples to mention. So things like DocuSign, PandaDoc, HelloSign, RightSignature, Adobe Sign as well. There's loads of them out there. And last to mention is it's really important to ensure that your integral apps are backed up. Most apps do also provide this, but it's nice to have one area to back them all up to as well. So spanning backup is a way that you can do this. It means that your CRM, emails, etc., everything is backed up in one place. So it's a cloud-to-cloud backup product. Connects to things like G Suite, Office 365, Salesforce, and will back up virtually everything. So emails, contacts, calendar invites, OneDrive files and folders, Salesforce data. The beauty behind this is that it runs in the background, so you can set it all up to back up daily, and hopefully you won't ever need to visit it again. So this provides permission controls as well, reporting and email notifications with status updates. So this just provides you with that additional layer of backup and security if that's something that your business needs, potentially if you're dealing with quite sensitive information on a daily basis. So now we're going to specifically move on to how Sage can help, as they have a great range of tools that can help businesses as well.
Thank you, Gayatri. That was really great. And yes, we have been getting lots of questions around Sage because there are quite a few of our Sage customers on the webinar today. So our products can definitely help businesses work in the cloud. We do have our two different solutions. So we have Sage Business Cloud, which is our 100% browser-based accounting solution that will cover all your small business accounting needs. We also have Sage 50 Cloud, which is our desktop accounting solution for businesses with more advanced inventory, payroll, reporting, and project needs. Sage 50 Cloud is a hybrid solution, so it does have cloud connectivity and Microsoft 365 integration. Our solutions help to automate all those daily repetitive tasks to take the headache out of bookkeeping. If you need any more information about either of these products, you can just go to sage.com and click on our small business solutions. We do also have within both of our products, we have invoice payments and our Microsoft Outlook payments. So in both products, you have the ability to use invoice payments, and that is so you can invoice your customers by email and include a Pay Now button that your customers can use to pay with a credit card. Those payments are securely processed online and deposited directly to your bank account with either Stripe or PayPal. And with Microsoft Outlook payments, this one is only available with our Sage 50 Cloud product, and it is an additional add-on service of adding on Microsoft 365 capability. But with this functionality, customers can pay you without even leaving their inboxes, which is a nice feature. And speaking of Microsoft 365, as I just mentioned, this is with Sage 50 Cloud. So it is an add-on that you can purchase. So if you're currently a Sage 50 Cloud customer and you want more cloud capabilities, you can add this on, and then you can manage your finances securely across multiple devices, help build reports, and do business your way. So some of the features, you can automatically back up your data with OneDrive. You can upload and store your receipts with Sage Capture, and then gain visibility into your business with the different Microsoft 365 dashboards. And then your Outlook contacts sync to Sage 50 automatically. Oh, and then our last bit is auto entry. So auto entry is an integrated app that integrates with both Sage 50 Cloud and our Sage Business Cloud accounting software. And so what it does is you can get rid of your manual data entry of all your invoices, receipts, bills, or statements. You can just email, scan and upload, or snap a picture with your phone, and it uploads and syncs automatically. It extracts all the data you need and publishes directly into either Sage 50 or accounting. So it really helps to kind of remove any of those manual errors that you might have with that manual data entry. And I think that was it for that. So again, Maria and myself are answering any specific Sage product questions in our questions section. And now we will get to some of our questions. If you have any questions right now for Gayatri, please put them into the question box and we will get to them. So our first question is around kind of COVID-19 and obviously how that's affecting businesses right now. And so there are some people that were planning to start their business, but then this pandemic hit. So do you have any advice for individuals who are looking to start their business in the future?
It depends. I think industry is a big one. Also thinking about your initial business idea, and is there a way that you can maybe change or adapt it that would make it more relevant now and therefore mean that you could start your business now? Is there, you know, a specific gap or something that you could fill that you see out there that your business could cater for? Bringing it back a little bit to cloud technology, the beauty of cloud technology is it means that you can start your business literally from anywhere. So if you're worried about the constrictions around you know, not being able to maybe get out and about or not be able to do things the way that you could, I would say have a look into cloud technology, because you're going to have a lot of amazing apps and products there that can support you start the business. If it is something more around funding or looking at costs, projections, I would say have a talk to an accountant. Have them, you know, look through your forecast with you if you haven't already done one. Highly suggest do that, and have a think about you know, how the current circumstances may change your business, your model, what you're providing, what you can and can't do, what that looks like for your projections.
Great. And another question, I'm worried about my data. How safe is the cloud?
Very, very, very safe, but you know, nothing is perfect. I would suggest doing things like having a look at the security requirements behind different applications and technology platforms that you have. Most will have a specific document or a page talking you through that. Have a look for independent reviews as well. Also have a look on any review sites that mention security. Those will give you some good impartial indications. Then there's some things that you can do as well is, you know, make sure that you're keeping your app updated from your end. They do always put out updates, but say you're using it on your laptop, or it's something that you need to, you know, just press update like you do on your iPhone if you've got one. Make sure that you are updating those as well, because when they release those updates, there is always the most up-to-date security with that. And then just smart things around, you can do yourself around password protection. Make sure you're not using the same password for things. Use an app like LastPass to manage that securely for you. And also you can enable additional things like remotely wiping your sensitive information. If, for example, I know I've done it before, I've unfortunately left my laptop in an airport in a hurry. But I've been able to log in and remotely wipe any information should, you know, that be picked up. So overall, it's really, really secure, but there are definitely some steps like that that you can take yourself to just ensure the security to an extra level.
Great. So another question, are online tools expensive?
There's a broad range of costs and prices, so you can find everything from tools that are free up until tools that are quite expensive. So I think a really good balancing act is looking at what you require the tool to use, how many people you need to use it for, what it's going to replace in your business, what free time it's going to free up, what cost you're currently using to do that process that tool's replacing. And then take into account your budget and weigh that up when you're looking through some different options, because that's going to give you a nice scope to have a look at what's suitable for your business. If you're not needing all the bells and whistles, then don't pay for them. Definitely look at something that's within your price range and does the things that you need the tool to do.
Okay, great. Another question we have is, will app sellers train me and my team to use the app?
Most do. It's dependent on their individual app. At the very minimum, most have some sort of onboarding emails that talk you through the different steps to get set up alongside some videos. Most have some sort of help center or knowledge center. So if you get stuck, you can have a, type the question in and have a look through. A lot do have, some sort of support, whether that be email, phone, video chat, or someone that's just dedicated to you that helps you set up things. So it does really depend on that app. Most, though, I will say, have got really, really good at making that onboarding process as simple and easy as possible and give you enough information over kind of the subsequent days of signing up to handhold you through that process.
Okay. Great. And then what if I buy an app and I don't like it?
So have a look at things that give free trials. First off, a lot of them do, whether they're 7 or 14-day trials. I would look to set a timeline and do all of your getting together your research, what you need to know that the tool does or does not do before taking out that trial, because you don't want to waste those days. Secondly, you should look to make a decision within that trial. That's what they're there for. That makes it really easy that you're therefore not spending any more money on it. But if that fails, you get in and for some reason something's not working. If it's to do with the application itself, it's not running the way it should be, you do have recourse to go back to them and say that you're not providing me the service. However, if it's just simply that you can't like it or you're not sure about features, I would say before looking at cancelling it, do really look through how you can make things work. Is there some things that you're missing? Have a talk to the team, provide feedback. Is it a case of, a new feature's coming soon that could help? Or is there something that you're missing that you're doing wrong within it? Because what I would avoid is just, trying a few different apps or paying through a few different things and not sticking it out. Because sometimes it can be as much about process management and change management as it is about, the application itself.
Great. And this next question is a big sticking point at my house. With I've got 2 teenage kids and a husband, and everybody's forgetting their passwords. So all these apps require passwords. Is there an app to protect my passwords?
Yes, so LastPass is one of those. It's one I use. There's 1Password as well. LastPass, to be perfectly honest with you, I do not know where I would be without it. Truth be told, I used to be one of those horrible people that had the same password for everything, and that changed very quickly. And I live by LastPass, so it's secure. It enables me to keep my master password regularly updated. It means all of my different applications, all the passwords are safely secured there. It's amazing, to be honest. It's been nothing short of life-changing for me, that's for sure. Otherwise, I think certain applications must have got sick of me clicking in the forgot password link so many times, but it also means that it can create auto-populate, which I get it to do, secure passwords for you. So you can even say you want it to be 10 characters with a mix of symbols, uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and numbers. So the likelihood of that ever being guessed or ever being found is so slim. So that's another really good thing with it as well, because how are we ever going to forget a couple of passwords that are like a couple of passwords that are like that? So definitely recommend it.
Great. So I do want to mention we do have quite a lot of Sage product specific questions that Maria is frantically trying to get through. So if we don't answer your question right away, we will reach out to you and email you those specific answers to your questions. Also, what I will also add into the email that will go out with the link to the recording is a couple of other Sage specific webinars that might help to answer some of the questions that are, we have a weekly Sage Business Cloud accounting product webinar. And so that 30-minute webinar kind of gives you an overview of Sage Business Cloud and the different features that it has. If you are currently using Sage Business Cloud Accounting or already know kind of some of the features it has, we also have an advanced Sage Business Cloud Accounting product webinar. So I will include the link to that webinar in the follow-up email. And we also, for our Sage 50 customers, we do have a monthly webinar that talks about the differences between Sage 50 and Sage 50 Cloud that will get a lot of your questions answered as well. But again, Maria and I will still be working through your questions. So if your question did not get answered, we will reach out to you and to help you with those particular ones. Other than that, I think those were the last of the questions. We do have another webinar coming up in our series. This one is around watch these essential numbers to help rebuild your business. So again, during these times, a lot of small businesses are definitely struggling or have had to close their business for a little while. And so then now that things are starting to reopen again, what does that look like for your business, and what sorts of numbers or financial ratios do you need to look at to make sure you're moving in the right direction? Do you have anything else to add, Gayatri?
No, just a very big thank you to everyone for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I do see, Paul, you two have got a lot of Sage questions there to get through. So yeah, please do bear with them. There is a lot. It's amazing to see. If there are any other questions that come up about any other cloud technology platforms, please feel free to pop them through. I absolutely love talking about it and could do so all afternoon.
Great. Thank you so much, Gayatri, and thanks everyone for joining the webinar, and look out for that email in the next couple of days. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.